What's up, guys? It is your boy Leo, the Hungry Fan, where we talk about sports and enjoy good food. Today, my food of choice, I had some, I don't know if you guys can see it, some helado de turrón. It's like an ice cream with some nougat. I really like it. It was like one of my favorite flavors here. So today I'm gonna do 2-1 again. So I'm gonna do post game reaction of the France versus Spain game, and then I'm gonna give my prediction of the England versus Argentina game, which is today. So let's get right into it. So France starting lineup was basically the same: Magnan, Condé, Upamecano, Saliba, Digne, Rabiot, Dembele, Olise, Barcola, and Mbappe. The only difference France had in this game, because for the first time he's starting the whole World Cup, they started Tchouameni from Real Madrid. That was really the only change that they had today. Kind of an odd change considering the fact he hasn't played at all. Spain went with their lineup that they always had: Simon as the goalie, Cucurella, Laporte, Cubarsi, Pedro Porro, Hernandez, Fabian Ruiz, Dani Olmo, Lamine Yamal, Mikel Oyarzabal, and Baena. So basically, how this game went down was they both came in playing their style. France trying to use their speed and their counterattack ability, and their very talented individuals. And Spain coming in. I mean, France trying to use that, and Spain playing how Spain always does, with possession, having the ball, and as well using their great individual talents, but more of a collective effort. Spain's usually more of a collective effort type team. So it was pretty even start at first. France was kind of pressing up. France came out playing a 4-2-3-1. Spain played a 4-1-2-3 this game. Where things really started changing for, I would personally say, the worst for France was in the 22nd minute when they gave up the penalty kick to Yamal, which was a pass of Dani Olmo had the ball, played Lamine Yamal through, crosses the ball, and the ball is cleared, comes back towards the same area. The French player heads the ball up, and then not having awareness, or just he went to like clear the ball with his foot, and then Lamine Yamal was pressed him like on the corner of the box, and he kicked him, and it was a penalty kick. The penalty kick was taken by Mikel Oyarzabal, and at the 22nd minute, Spain was up. And honestly, from that moment on, it just all went downhill from France. Spain just kind of dominated them in basically all aspects, offensively and defensively. Defensively, the scheme that Spain had set out, they really trapped France a lot. As one Spanish reporter said, they cut the French's legs off. France just could never get really anything going. They couldn't get their scheme going. They couldn't get their speed on the outside. They couldn't get through balls up front to their speedy guys. I mean, Spain just really trapped them up. And offensively, Spain with their great possession that they're always known for. I mean, what else can I say? France just couldn't really do anything. Second half, off of an incredible string of passes, Pedro Porro breaks through and he finishes beautifully over the goalie at the 58th minute in the second half. And second half was basically more of the same. I mean, France had their chances and things like that, but their game plan didn't come to fruition. It was never like a clear game for them. Spain was just all over them. They really were all over them. Defensively, they were all over them. Offensively, they were all over them. just looked like they were just on one in that game, man. Like their passing was smooth, crisp. France just couldn't do anything. The France defense was running around trying to get the ball. France was very disorganized, especially after the first goal. They just became very disorganized. They just couldn't get it together, couldn't string passes together. Um, they were trying to press the Spanish up front, but they just couldn't. They were bringing 2-3 guys to press. The Spain seemed like they were always just getting out of it. So overall, a well-deserved win, a well-deserved winner. I mean, Spain getting to the final is well-deserved. They've been playing very well. They've only conceded one goal this entire World Cup, where France was the top leading team in goals with 16. Couldn't put one away against Spain. So this gives more truth to the saying, defense wins championships. The best defensive team won, but I also feel like tactically the better put together team won. Just Spain's scheme was just better. They just shut down everything France had to offer. Really didn't let them do anything. France was just completely out of sorts. They couldn't get their game going. Couldn't really get much going. So, well-deserved win for Spain. I mean, to me, before the tournament's one of the heavy favorites to win it. Group stage, they weren't really convincing, even though they weren't necessarily convincing. They weren't playing that well. But I feel like as the tournament progressed, they improved and improved and improved, and I think they've gotten hot at the right time. So, well-deserved win. Good run by France, but man, I 100% say that the better team won. They just locked up everything they had, and offensively, like these guys just don't miss a pass. It seems like that they just don't miss a touch. So not only do they have great individual players, these great individual players understand the collective effort. Everyone attacks, everyone defends, everybody has great touch, everybody knows what they're doing, everybody is where they're supposed to be. So well deserved, and they beat a great team. So, seems like they have their number, because this is the third straight semifinal that Spain beats France, and like I said in one of my prior videos, France has beaten them in the Euro Cup semifinals, Nations League semifinal, and now they've defeated them in the World Cup semifinal. So clearly they just got their number. They step up against France. They love playing that game. So that is my post-game reaction to that game. Like I said, the better team won. Now on to the next game, which is today, Argentina versus England. Real quick, I'm going to just give my prediction on who I believe is going to win. I personally believe Argentina will win this game. I feel this game's going to go to extra time. Could even go to penalty kicks, but I don't know, because all the games I've said go to penalty kicks, they score in extra time, and the games don't go to penalty kicks. So I won't say that, but I have a feeling Argentina's going to have to play another extra time game. And with a day less of rest, Spain gets one more day to rest. If Argentina wins, they get one more day to rest. And if Argentina makes it to the final, man, they've had a tougher go than they should have, because if this game goes to extra time, all their games in the elimination round have been extra time, which could be tiring, but I believe they will win. Why do I believe that? Ice cream's so good. But again, system. England, personally, I feel like England hasn't been playing that well. And in the last game, they really didn't play that well. Number one, their first goal should have never counted. I just want to get that out there. The ball was cleared and it hit the wire in the camera. Technically, the rules of FIFA is if there's an outside interference with the ball, the ball is the play is supposed to get stopped, and they do a drop ball, which they would kick back to the Norway goalie. So number one, their first goal should never count. So let's just get that out there. But number two, I feel like against Norway they struggled. Honestly, first half against Norway they weren't really that good, and I feel like in the first half Norway came out more defensive, so they should have been able to attack more and get up front more. Sometimes it's like England has spurts. It's like they have spurts of greatness. They have these little, like against Norway, they had a little spur of greatness. And Anthony Gordon sends the ball across to Jude Bellingham. He dribbles around, boom, they score. And then they just kind of like die down. And then when they have another spurt of greatness, it's just a quick play, boom, they score. But it's not consistent. Where I feel like Argentina is more consistent. They understand their system a lot more. I mean, this team has been together for a while. Like I said, they've played 4 major tournaments together. Pretty much like the same teams. Pretty much the same teams have played. Sorry, something like went off in the background, but they've been playing 4 major tournaments pretty much with the same team with the same players. Yeah, they've added some new guys onto the team, but pretty much their team's the same. So these guys know. Sorry, these guys know the system with their eyes closed. Sorry, I just like chucked in a piece of nougat. But these guys know the system with their eyes closed. They just, and that just makes everything so much easier because you can just do things without thinking. You just have to worry about just playing the game and just doing your thing because you know that, oh, if I do this guy's going to cover me. If I send the ball here, I know that guy's there. If I do this, I know that my team knows what they're doing. And that's just such a massive advantage. Where I'm not saying players from England don't know what they're doing, but I feel like they're a bit more disorganized and it takes England a little bit to get going. And sometimes in games they don't really get going. They just have spurts of greatness. Now they do have solid efficiency. I feel like where if they get down, they have the thing like they get down the field 2 or 3 times and they score a goal or two. But I feel like their style of play is not really like that consistent. I feel like sometimes they struggle a lot. They struggle to get things going. They struggle a lot against Norway. I feel like Norway in the second half was better. Like Norway in the second half was better. The thing where Norway fell apart was in the extra time, which is where England scored on them, where the goalie gave up a bad rebound. I think Norway's goalie was a little shaky, but he gave up a bad rebound, and then Jude Bellingham came in and knocked it in. But it wasn't until the extra times where I felt England was better. Those were the only times I felt England was better was in the 30-minute extra times. First half, not much. Just like I said, little spurs. They had a 2-minute opening and they scored, which you can say, hey, but that's a good thing. Like they get a quick opening, but it takes them time to get going. It takes some time to get going. So personally, that's just my personal opinion about England. It's just to me, I feel like it just really takes some time to get going, and it took them starting off being behind to Norway, which by the way, that was an excellent goal. But again, Norway was more defensive, and then it was like a 2-minute span because on the 34th minute there was a cross. Haaland heads it, the goalie saves it. Pickford comes out. The defense, which this happened a lot in this game, like England had like uncertainties coming out playing from the back. Like there were some times in the first half especially in the first half, like 3 or 4 times where the England defense was trying to come out playing with the ball and they just made a mistake with the pass and they just made a bad pass. So, you can't make those mistakes against Argentina because they're bound to put those away. But off a mistake from the back, Norway gets it, opens it up wide. I think the guy's name was like Schlederup. I'm so sorry. It's just some of these like people's names, man. But dude takes a touch and like from pretty much like an impossible angle because he was like looking at the goal like on an angle. He took a touch to the left, to the outside, and shot it far post. I mean, it was an incredible goal. But I feel like at times like England was making mistakes coming out playing in the back. I feel like they lack creativity. I feel like sometimes they have possession, but it's kind of aimless. It doesn't really go anywhere. Second half, they weren't good at all. I honestly thought Norway should have beaten them right there in the second half. Only time I felt like they stepped up was in the extra time. So, but again, you can do that against an inexperienced young team like Norway. Norway's a great team, but like I said, inexperienced, young. So you can get away with a bad game against a team like that. But I feel like a team against Argentina, you just can't get away with having bad games. So hopefully they improve and really touch up on those mistakes and really try. But I feel like if they come out against Argentina the way they came out against Norway, the way they played the first two regular time halves against Norway, I feel like they're not going to win those games. I think they need to improve a lot more. I think like they need to prove a lot more. So that's all I have to say. So I don't know if I said my prediction. I said I think Argentina is going to beat England. I think England's just been struggling, but we don't know. This is a big rivalry game. There's a lot of history, and not just in football with these two guys, like political history and things. So I think they're going to come out hard. Both teams are going to come out very hard because, like I said, this is quite a rivalry. So, yeah, that's basically all I have to say. So, this is Leo the Hungry Man, where we talk about sports and enjoy good food. Please make sure to comment, share, subscribe to the channel, follow your boy. And I will be doing a post game reaction to the England Argentina game as well. And then, of course, a pre-game reaction to whoever plays Spain in the final, post-game reaction to that. And then we'll be finished with the World Cup, and then we'll be on to other sports. So anyway, this is your boy, Leo the Hungry Fan. Thank you guys so much. Peace out.